guys, my name is Sarah. I'm a personal trainer and group exercise instructor at Embody. Today I'm going to lead you through a body weight strength workout. This workout is composed of 3 supersets. You're going to complete one superset before you move on to the next one. Each exercise in the superset, you do 2 sets, 10 repetitions each. Sounds good? Let's get started with our first superset. First superset, you are starting with a squat thrust. So it's kind of like a burpee, but there's no jumping with it. So what you're going to do is your hands are going to plant down, your feet are out, you're in a plank position. You're coming up into a squat position, planting your hands out, in, planting those feet, coming on up into that squat. To modify, you're stepping out, stepping in, and switching feet with each repetition. Okay? Your next one is we're going down into a push-up to a side plank. So you're starting in a push-up position, push-up, and then you are coming up into that side plank, twisting the feet, staggering the feet, coming back down, and you're going to switch sides. To modify this one, you're coming down onto your knees. Push-up, coming up into a side plank on your knee, and then back to the push-up position, repeating on the other side. For that exercise, you were doing 10 total, so it ends up being 5 on each side, okay? Your last exercise is a side lunge to an oblique crunch. So you're going to side lunge, oblique crunch, side lunge, oblique crunch, 10 on each side, okay? To modify this one, you can just side lunge and come back in. 10 on each side. Sounds good? Let's get started. All right, guys, for our second superset, you're gonna start with a single leg squat down to the chair. For this one, if you can do a pistol squat, have at it. I'm still working to get there, so I'm gonna use a chair for support. So what you're gonna do is one foot is out, you're coming down towards the chair, and you're standing back up. You're doing 10 on each side, just so the back of your thigh and your butt touches the chair. That's how far down you're going, okay? If you want to modify and sit all the way down and do a single leg sit to stand, that's a modification that you can do. And again, you're doing 10 on each side for that one. For the next exercise, you're gonna get rid of the chair because you don't need that anymore. You are going to do a tricep dip with a crab kick. So we're gonna go back to like when we were kids in that crab position. So your hands, fingers are going to be facing towards your feet. You are going to lower down into a tricep dip and kick. So lower down, tricep kick, and kick to the opposite hand, opposite foot. Okay? If that is too much, your butt goes down, tricep dipping here, and then you can come up into that crab kick. If the crab kick is what is too much, you can modify. So you're just doing your legs or just doing your arms. Okay, sounds good? All right, and then your last exercise in that set is a 3-way lunge. So again, you're doing this on each side. So one leg starts planted, one foot is gonna be moving. If you want to put different markers around you, that's fine, or you can just pretend and look at different spots on the floor. So what you're gonna do is you're doing a single leg squat forward, out to the side, and then back. So forward, side, and back. Okay? So for that one thing you want to try to do is, if you can, Let your foot hover. You can tap down on each spot, but try to work on that balance by keeping that foot off the ground the entire time. If you need to, you can plant that foot to stabilize yourself between each repetition. For that one, you're doing 10 on each side. Sounds good? Let's get going. All right, guys, for our last superset, we're doing some abs, okay? So this superset has 5 different exercises. One exercise you're gonna end up doing on both sides, but how I structure exercises is I start on one side, go to the back, go to the other side, and then end up doing something on your belly or prone is what we call it. So your first exercise is you're going to do a side crunch. So arms out, your hand is up at your head here, your knees are at a 45-degree position. You're gonna crunch up, you're crunching that knee up towards that elbow, and you can extend that leg out. Okay, so you're doing 10 on each side here. To modify this one, you can just crunch right here, okay? Your next exercise, you are flipping onto your back. I call these ones mermaids. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. You can probably call them a knee tuck to a pike. I think that's what Cassie has called them, or knee tuck to a leg lift. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be on your back, your head and neck stay down. Your knees come in, feet go up, and you lower your feet down to the ground. So knees come in, up, lower, down to the ground, right? To modify this one, you can knee tuck and then either lower down just a little tiny bit, or if you want to eliminate the leg lift in total, you can just go straight in and out, okay? Next one, I like to call these penguins. I think they're actually called heel touches. So your feet are flat on the ground, your hips are on the ground, your back's on the ground, head and neck. Hands are out to the side, you're gonna lift your head and neck, and you are going 10 on each side, touching your heels. Okay? From there, you're gonna switch sides for your side crunch. So again, one arm stays out. You're starting with your legs at 45 degrees. One hand is up at your head. You're gonna crunch up, extend that leg out, crunch up, extend that leg out. Okay? And again, your modification is here. Your last exercise, this is a fun one. Couple modifications for it. For this, you don't need to use weight, but I grabbed a soup can because I like to use a little bit of weight with this one. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a Superman, and you're going to pass the soup can behind your back. So for a Superman, you're up here, okay? If you wanna stay here, hold it for 10 seconds, that's fine. If you wanna make it a little bit harder, you're coming up into that Superman, you're gonna pass the soup can behind your back and come back in. You don't have to use a soup can for this. You can use a 2-pound weight if you want to. You can use a filled up water bottle, whatever feels good. You're gonna do 5 to one side, switch, 5 to the opposite side. Sounds good?